In 1989, I'd arrived when the protest was in full flood. Now I want to know more about how it all started and how it ended in a massacre. Wu Kai-shi was one of the original student leaders. Today he lives in exile in Taiwan, but in 1989 he was among the tiny elite in China at university.
Hello.
Hello.
His was a generation educated to trust their leaders, and especially China's supreme leader, Deng Xiaoping.
When growing up, you certainly would never have envisaged the life you have led. What did you think you had ahead of you?
We were born in Cultural Revolution. And then when we were 10 years old, Deng Xiaoping took the power and then tell the whole country, now we're going to a new direction. It's called open and reform. Everybody feel very hopeful. Until when come to 1987, he decided that he doesn't want a parallel force. He wants his own. And then also put us in a position to have a very strong doubt about the picture he has drawn for us to say what is the future. So what is really the future of this country, and then what is our future?
Wu Kai-shi was at one of Beijing's most prestigious universities. Students there were not known for making trouble. But on April the 15th, 1989, Hu Yaobong died. The former general secretary of the party, he'd been a leading advocate of political reform and the great hope for many liberal intellectuals. Bereft, Wu Kai-shi and other students gathered on campus to honor Comrade Hu.
Nobody took the stage. So I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's in the gene or blood. I just don't know how, but I just said, make way. With no clue, no idea what I'm going to say. So I went up there, I see the roaring crowd become very quiet. I don't know whether it's the quietness or what. It made the blinking red light at the back of the crowd very obvious. I know there are people back in the crowd recording the sessions, trying to find out later from the footage who actually took the stage. Why don't I just save your time? I think I said, I am Wu Kai-shi. I'm an education administration student, class of 88. And then the students, they decide to follow me.
Did you ever have any doubt?
No. That's kind of a feeling we all shared, that this is our task.
A spark of militancy leapt across Beijing's universities. Nobody was calling for outright democracy, but they knew they wanted change, and now.
We had the demands on anti-corruptions, we had demands on knowledge and property rights, we had demands on press freedom. We call upon the students, come to Beijing University and go to Tiananmen Square together. We anticipated maybe 5,000 people will show up. 60,000 showed up. 60,000 students showed up. And then in 2 hours' time, the 60,000 students went to Tiananmen Square. The speed of the movement, the momentum it picked up is enormous.
Drawn together by impulsive idealism and a desire for change, the students instinctively headed for Tiananmen Square, the spiritual home of the nation and a place of cultural pilgrimage for many Chinese.
It means much more than any other square in any other capital in the world. First of all, it is the front yard of the emperor. It's the front of the Forbidden City. And Mao understood that. So when he took power, he made sure the square became even grander. That's where he stood to pronounce the founding of the People's Republic of China. You're not only meant to feel small, you're meant to feel that you don't even belong there, because there's not a single bench. You cannot sit there. There is no tree. and there's no shelter from the wind. There's no shelter from any of the elements. You're supposed to go there and see the glory of the empire.
You were working in Beijing as a journalist for a Canadian newspaper then. How did you react to a gathering of people in the square?
I had two reactions. One was, I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe I'm seeing a spontaneous demonstration. I can't believe people have the nerve to demonstrate against the Communist Party. But then the other side of me thought they want human rights. And I really agreed with that. But then the students didn't understand how terrible the government could be, because you get a government that's never had to deal with protest, that's never had to deal with the people, because the people until then have basically done everything they've been told to do. And this is the first time that somebody is questioning the regime.
As weeks passed, more and more people came down to the square. Not just students, but factory workers, nurses, even soldiers and party members. The passion of the tiny student elite was beginning to pull in the masses.
Going to march. Tiananmen Square. Why? Why? I think this is my duty.